This is Bobby C. reporting from the world's most famous arena. We begin our look at sports this Monday morning with the Broadway Blue Shirts. The Rangers were up 3-0 in the third period, but the Winnipeg Jets, they rallied and won this one in the shootout 4-3.
Definitely hard, obviously, having the lead going to the third like that. And you want to be able to close it out, especially on a night like this. And so that's definitely frustrating.
They got the early goal there on the power play. I think after that we kind of sat back, unfortunately. That happens sometimes. They get the momentum, and we weren't really able to slow them down like we wanted to. And we kept telling ourselves to push, and to keep playing and not just sit back and wait for time to run out. And it's a good team, and we gave them a little bit too much time and space out there, and that's what happens, unfortunately.
They owned us. We tried to survive for 2 periods, and then finally they got a goal, and then they just kept coming. That's the feeling I had all game. But we tried our best. We got a point, but it was very good. It made it really tough on us to get going.
The Jets knew it was only a matter of time until their relentless offensive effort would eventually break through and overcome a 3-goal deficit. Henrik Lundqvist made 39 saves through overtime as the Rangers lost for the 4th time in 5 games. New York also lost in a shootout for the first time this season after starting 4-0 in tiebreakers. The loss spoiled an amazing night for the Broadway Blue Shirts, who honored all-time great Vic Hatfield in a pregame ceremony. His number 11 was raised to the rafters. More on the sweater retirement in the C list. Up next for the Rangers, they will skate in Florida Saturday night. Puck drops at 7 p.m. The Islanders will host the Jets Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the New Jersey Devils will welcome Tampa Bay to the Rock tonight in Newark. The Giants were welcoming on Sunday at MetLife Stadium, so much so the G-men almost gifted a victory to the Chicago Bears, who were playing without their starting quarterback. Closing out games has become a real adventure for these Giants. After blowing a 16-point lead, they allowed a 10-point edge to disappear in the final 2 minutes of regulation against the Bears, but they finally escaped with a 30-27 overtime victory and avoided being officially eliminated from playoff contention at least for one more week. They are now 4-8. Don't look for Odell Beckham Jr.'s name to enter the speculation about succeeding Eli Manning under center, but OBJ does have some passing skills. He threw and caught a touchdown in Sunday's wild win. Wideout Russell Shepard wasn't supposed to be a receiving option on his 49-yard touchdown catch from Beckham. He was supposed to stay in and help on Khalil Mack. Shepard saw open space and went for it. Nobody complained when he came back to the sideline. Rookie running back Saquon Barkley was also masterful, especially in overtime. He now has the rookie rushing record for the G-men. We go inside the locker room for more.
Early on, I tell you what, and throughout, I thought the defense did a hell of a job of getting turnovers, all right, giving us opportunities to score points. At the end there, when it gets a little scattered, they did a good job against us, but for the bulk of the game, which really gave us an opportunity to take a lead, did a nice job of getting the ball turned over, giving us some field position.
Like I said, I was supposed to be blocking, and like I said, when I seen them touch Khalil Mack, when I seen everybody go to the right, I knew Odell had the ball. So, like I said.
Like you said, we've been on the other side in this situation, and the message kind of was in the halftime was, come out, play for each other, and come out and finish the game. And we started fast in the first half, and we started fast in the second half. And, it took an extra quarter, but we got the job done today.
The Jets looked poised to win yesterday, too. Gang Green was without rookie signal caller Sam Darnold, still sidelined by injury. The Jets still managed to jump in front in Tennessee, at least until another epic meltdown. Bad team, bad coaching, bad habits. The result, a 26-22 loss to the Titans after leading 16-0. The 3-9 Jets will travel to Buffalo next Sunday. The hottest team in New York right now, how about the Fordham Rams men's basketball team? Saturday night, Fordham edged Manhattan in the Battle of the Bronx, the 111th installment of the rivalry. Nick Honor scored 13 points and hit the winning jumper in the lane with less than 3 seconds left. Fordham earned a 57-56 thrilling win over the Jaspers in the process. The Rams, they are now 6-1. Antoine Portley scored 14 points for Fordham to earn game MVP honors. Jalen Cobb added 11 for the Rams. We'll have a full report Friday on the show. Fordham is at the University of Maine Tuesday night. Chase Edmonds might not play for Fordham anymore, but he is on a roll too. The former Fordham Ram football star scored his first NFL touchdown Sunday, upstaging Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The rookie running back scored on a 6-yard run late in the first half against Green Bay at Lambeau Field, giving the Cardinals their first touchdown of the game. But he wasn't done yet. The 4th-round pick from Fordham hasn't played a huge role in the Cardinals' offense this season behind David Johnson, but made his opportunity count. He scored twice on Sunday, technically 3 times. It looked like Edmonds scored on the play before the touchdown. The run was ruled a score on the field, but was overturned on replay. As mentioned, Edmonds wasn't done there. He scored his second touchdown of the game on an 8-yard rush with 1:54 left in the third quarter as part of a 10-0 quarter for the Cardinals. For the game, Edmonds had 53 yards on 5 carries and 2 scores. Maybe Edmonds also got Mike McCarthy fired. The Pack announced Sunday that they have parted ways with their head coach. McCarthy and the Packers lost to the previously 2-9 Cardinals, which ultimately proved to be the final straw in a disappointing season. We have a firing in the NBA this morning, too. Bulls head coach Fred Hoiberg has been let go. The team announced this morning the Bulls are now 5-19, losers of 6 straight games and 10 of their last 11, a stretch that called for some tough decisions to be made after the organization expected the team to take a few steps forward. Hoiberg was named Bulls head coach on June 2nd, 2015. His record with the club, 115-155, not so good. Associate head coach Jim Boylan has been promoted to head coach. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. We'll stay in the NBA. Huge OT win for the Knicks Saturday at home against Milwaukee, a quality opponent. The Knicks are back in action tonight at the Garden. They host Washington at 7:30 p.m. The Nets are home in Brooklyn for Cleveland. That game also tips at 7:30. On the college football gridiron, Georgia's loss was Oklahoma's gain. The Sooners, who won the Big 12 title Saturday, claimed the last spot in the college football playoff over Ohio State and Georgia, which lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game. Georgia had been number 4, followed by Oklahoma and Ohio State. The next 3 teams announced Sunday weren't a big surprise. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Clemson. And number 3, Notre Dame held on to its spots for the semifinal games to be played December 29th. The national championship game will be played January 7th in Santa Clara, California. This is also the week we find out about the Heisman Trophy. The presentation goes down Saturday night in Midtown, and of course, as always, our Bronxnet cameras will be in the building. In baseball, Robbie Cano is indeed returning to New York. He's the newest Met pending a physical. Cano arrived at JFK Airport late Sunday on a flight from the Dominican Republic with physicals for the deal, bringing him from the Seattle Mariners to the Mets. They need to be completed today for that trade to go through. The trade, which was agreed upon Saturday, sends the 36-year-old second baseman and closer Edwin Diaz to the Mets for Jay Bruce, Anthony Swarzak, prospects Jared Kelnick and Justin Dunn, and reliever Gerson Bautista. If all the medicals check out, the deal could be official as early as today. This will be Cano's second stint in New York. The second baseman spent 9 seasons with the Yankees before signing a 10-year, $240 million free agent contract with the Mariners in 2013. He is coming off a disappointing season that included an 80-game suspension for PEDs. Cano still hit 10 homers and collected 50 RBIs. He is expected to bolster a Mets lineup that will be without Yoenis Cespedes for a large portion of the season. He said he's looking forward to getting back on the field. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for an insider look into last night's sweater retirement for the New York Rangers. The ultimate teammate, a legendary Ranger, Vic Hatfield became the 10th player in Broadway Blue Shirts history to have his sweater retired on Sunday night. Hatfield played parts of 13 seasons with the Rangers from 1961 to 1974, registering 262 goals and 310 assists for 572 points. He ranks 5th in franchise history in goals, 7th in games played, and ranks 9th in team points.
Well, again, it's excuse me, a tremendous honor. It's the two guys, Sean and Rod. We had the opportunity to play together for quite a few years. That made it a little bit easier. Every year, we knew what everybody was going to be doing, and we supported each other. And now to be up in the rafters as a unit, as a gag line, you can't express it. It's just unbelievable.
I think it's important to realize the organization you play for, the history, how much these guys mean to our franchise. We can all take something from these guys, emulate a lot of the things they did, how professional they were, how they carried themselves with a class act, how they represented the Rangers 24/7. There's a lot to learn from these guys, so I certainly want them to take it all in.
An emotional night for Vic and Ranger fans. It was Hatfield's time on Sunday before the Rangers fell in a shootout loss to the Jets. Time for one of only 3 captains in the past 68 years to lead the Blue Shirts to the Cup final, to have his number immortalized. The 3 amigos from the gag line together again in the rafters. Gag line forever. The ceremony that preceded Sunday's match against the Jets was poignant and memorable, classy, nicely done by the Rangers. Congrats to number 11. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.